Hey you, and welcome back to some more foundation. I am here today to talk about building. This is going to be the fun one in this series. Some are practical, it's like yeah, whatever. This one is squee. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the building system in this game, and I love this modular, the modular part of this, where you can take items, you can put buildings together, you can create them ahead of time like this, these ghosted out images that you're seeing. This is me just planning some stuff. This is me trying out designs. You can play around with this forever if you want to before you even start to build, so you know you're going to have what it is that you want to have. Now, unfortunately, my poor little people here have been ignored while I've been doing with this, so it finally occurred to me to pause the bloody game. So anyway, I want to show you something. If you need a nice flat part and you want to see what things you're going to look at, I don't own this land over here, but I can come over here and I can build. I can use my control key to be able to swivel stuff around. I can add a thing. I want you to listen for a sound. Click. That little click. That tells me that these two pieces are now connected. And I can put in as many of these click as I want. If I pick up the first one now, I can move that into my territory and say, build, you know, I'd like to build it over here. Now I can ignore this because until I start construction, nothing is going to happen there except allowing me to add and plan and do what I want with it. And I just right clicked on all those pieces to delete them. Now, unfortunately for me, my little monastery here got messed up because I accidentally deleted this center spot. So when I put it back, these did not do the click to those two sides. So this is not one single unit anymore. An undo button would be kind of awesome, but there is not one in the game yet, so I can't do anything about that. And I'm planning on deleting all this anyway, so that's okay. No big problems. Now what you can do, and this you would have to plan ahead a little bit more. I could take the monastery. I can go, oh, that I like that building. That is so pretty. I'm going to grab that. Too bad it's on the hillside here, but it'll do. And then I'm going to go into, let's see, I wanted to, you know what? I'd like to add a little wooden part, or the little thatched part here that says, look at that, this is from a long time ago. Now notice, no click. This is not going to click. I won't be able to pick this up and move it as a single unit. Having said that, I'm still free to pop that down however I want and make it part of my building. I could still build something like this. That is still a possibility. I could go into the marketplace here if I thought, boy, you know what I would really like is to have a nice little awning over the side of my building. Now, if I build this, you will notice right there, that little thing, those are the little, what are they, the words? Words. I have words. I know I do somewhere. Crates. Little crates and barrels and things that are in there. But if I put them back in the building a wee bit, I'm using the control key to do the little swivel. If I pop them back into the building, they won't show. And now I've got a little awning, you know, and I could put a little bench. I could sit a wee little bench under here on the side of my house and go, oh, look, I have a place to sit in the shade. That is a possibility as well. So you can take items from different parts, different buildings, and you can build these together. So that's kind of a fun little bit and bob on the game too. And like I said, nothing's going to happen until you hit start construction on all those individual pieces and let that... Oh, look, we have one poor wee little bench lost in the world here. Now, another thing I want to show you. I'm looking for the church building. We've got these lovely towers. I could put this here over the fence, grab this and pull it up. And all of a sudden I have, you notice the click? It says, I am part of you. Now these two are going to move together. This is considered one church, or the parts of one church. Now what I can do when I go to click on this is or I go to add another, that's as far away as I can make it go. So I could go ahead and click that and raise it up, and I can grab it again and do the same. And this is going to allow me to have perfectly evenly spaced towers all along my wall. So that's something I can look at doing. Pull that so it looks better. Big tower. And there's one other little item I want to show you, which is why I keep doing this. So we could do this sort of thing. Now this is all considered part of one. It's considered part of that first tower I put down, and that's why they're evenly spaced all along the wall, and that's really cool. But you know what? There's too many. So I'm going to right click on that one and right click on that one, and now it's evenly spaced, and it's I've got more room in between it. And if I just wanted to have something that was completely, you know, way far away, I just don't want not that one. What am I doing? I need a church, please. I can grab something and say, you know what, I just want it over here. Now this is part of a different building, so I can add that however I want to. And this one now is connected to that center one unless I just start an entirely new building. So right click and make that go away. So there's ways of using that sort of built-in spacing thing, which will give you some very, you know, very nice results in placing buildings. And if you wanted something to look like perhaps a downtown area, and you didn't want, you don't want to turn it into a big church or something, and you go, how about this one? You know, that's a nice little, that would be cute. That would look like a nice little, you know, a proper downtown sort of area, and I could use that built-in spacing to do this. And if I wanted sort of a very formal area with all the spacing just right for proper little yards, I can add them like that, and now I could build something that looks like, you know, an area that I need it to look like. And of course I could put doors on all these, or I could have done these with church cores or whatever, and been able to, you know, make a series of churches or something that look like little housing for people, or little shop fronts. I could have added a little awning thing, a little marketplace out front, and really started creating something that looks, you know, very different from the everyday stuff that will happen in the game organically. Now another thing for planning ahead is you could put in your market. You can do one of these and add these however you want to do that. Add the wee tents. Click. Did you hear the click? That goes there. Add another tent here. Now we can line these up however we want or don't want. And you've seen me do that in the regular building. Once I have a marketplace in, and again, I don't have to build this right away. I could say I want to build a market square here and put in all the bits and pieces. And I'm doing these because they're easier to see. Now, if I've got that put in, now I can go over here and click on this, and the tents help me see where the market bits are. And then I could do planning ahead by saying, I want people to build houses around this particular area, and I want it in some nice straight lines. I want some proper roads up for a change, and of course I'd have to buy that to do it. But if I don't want them building right away, that's okay, because now I'm just going to go like this, and it doesn't give them room to build anything, but I know where the planning is. So I know that I've got a section there. And you know what? I was thinking over here, maybe I need a forest, except gee whiz, I don't have a forest here, but I want to build one. So I'm going to do this later on. I can put in a forester. It's going to plant my forest, and then I will put in a logging company, and then they can take the forest out of there. So you can just build that sort of thing where you need it to be. So planning ahead, building, popping the bits and pieces in together, that ability to be able to pick up something and move it, grab that, and move a thing as an entire unit should you need to. There's a lot of very nice building aspects to this game, and I hope I have given you some ideas for living your life happy and building it beautiful on your own. Bye-bye, guys.